Dude, Nintendo is fucking killing it. I mean, absolutely 100% murdering it. See, Pokemon Go isn't even just printing money. They've somehow surpassed that, miles surpassed that. They've now evolved past that. And this game, Pokemon Go, is now shitting out money in the form of gold bricks. And it's doing this in rapid-fire succession. This is becoming a worldwide phenomenon that isn't slowing down whatsoever and is just being released in more and more countries as we speak. Pokemon Go for Nintendo has single-handedly allowed them to break multiple different records right now, and probably many more in the foreseeable future, so this could just be the first of many. The Tokyo Stock Price Index over in Japan, their stock exchange, they broke every single record ever. Fucking ever. Okay, within a single day, just a single day, they were able to go and share out 4.5 billion in a day. That's just one day. Their overall worth in shares has jumped up. And keep in mind, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company that's worth a fuck ton to begin with. Their shares have jumped up 120%. 120%. And this is thanks to Pokemon Go. They are set to break even more records because right now, they are the most downloaded and played game in North America. Period. Pokemon Go is. So, Candy Crush doesn't fucking matter. Angry Birds does not fucking matter. Pokemon Go has destroyed them in a much smaller fraction of time. And this is a game that's being downloaded by the millions per day. Per fucking day. And sure, this is a free-to-play game, but this is making them so much money from the optional in-app purchases that they have there, and this game is making them several million, again, per day. Do you realize what kind of fucking cash that is? This game, okay, and there's been a lot of business analysts who've sat down and discussed this because, again, it's a worldwide phenomenon that everybody and anybody is talking about. That even the media darlings that don't give a single fucking shit about video games are talking about this. And the last time the Pokemon craze was this big was back in the 90s when Red and Blue and Yellow were out and just taking over anywhere and everywhere. So now you come full circle, and Pokemon Go is the 20th anniversary, just celebrating 2 decades of Pocket Monster dominance, and yes, that's definitely a fucking poor name, I don't give a shit. Moving on though. They're making so much money off of this, they could just stop making everything and anything and just focus on this alone. And this is just Generation 1 Pokemon, and not even all the Pokemon are fucking available. That's one of the things that blows my mind. Let's keep one thing in mind. I'm actually going to log on while I'm going and talking about this. Pokemon Go is being played by people so fucking much right now that it's going to overtake things like Snapchat. It's already overtaken Twitter. Think about that, Twitter. It's the second most used social media platform in the entire world. Something that is used by anybody and everybody, myself included. I'm on there all the fucking time. But it's going to overthrow that. It's going to be overthrowing Snapchat. It's been overthrowing everything. And this is just a game that most people just would kind of give you that sideways glance. Oh, you still play Pokemon Go. Now you got every single motherfucker going around playing that. And it's kind of hard to not walk down the street and you see somebody doing this shit, and you're like, that motherfucker's playing Pokemon Go. And you see people, just groups together. It used to be the whole thing of, oh man, fucking basement dweller, this motherfucker doesn't get out of the house and do anything and has no friends. Now they're out socializing and they have tons of fucking friends. And me, I've been playing the ever-loving shit out of it. As a matter of fact, let's see, Jogger, 58.1 kilometers. I've been around, but this is one of the things, like, I've been wanting to go and talk about it a bunch. I've talked about it on Twitter quite a bit, just going and taking gyms, and for whatever reason, I just keep on taking churches. I've been taking them and then been leaving behind fire-type Pokemon. So, if anything, Varg would actually be extremely pleased with it. I mean, like, one of the best fucking memes in the entire world on Instagram. If anybody gets bored, go look at that one. Anyhow, but Pokemon is just, this shit is out of control. I knew that Pokemon Go was going to be a big hit, and a lot of people were going to play it. I just didn't foresee everybody playing this shit. we're talking about folks out there that have no interest whatsoever in gaming, in Nintendo, or even in Pokemon that are playing it. You have little ass kids that are interested in this that never got to enjoy the Pokemon games, and now all the OG Pokemon players from back in the day, like yours fucking truly, doing the RVD and shit, and we're able to go and tell our kids about Pokemon now. We can show them the original fucking anime. We can go and not the fucking newer shit. The newer anime stuff is fucking rubbish, just blah, blah. But we get to show them, you know, the original Pokemon trading card game cards. We get to show them the original Game Boy games, Red and Blue and shit. We get to show them all this stuff. Like, if you're gonna play Red, naturally you want to go and play that version. But this is one of those things that it's just taking over in such a way, and Nintendo is fucking benefiting big time from it. And one of the questions should be asked, is this going to slow down anytime soon? And even if it does slow down, is it going to matter? The minute that they decide to roll out more Pokemon from Gold and Silver, shit's going to be out of control even more. And it'll actually be nice for me to walk around somewhere and not find fucking Zubats out the ass to the point that it's like, so goth, I shit Zubats. And then Pidgeys fucking everywhere, Caterpies showing up, and fucking Weedles. But like, fuck all of these things, especially Pidgey. I cannot escape Pidgey. For whatever reason, it just shows up, and I'm just like, get the fuck away from me. If anything, it's easy EXP. You get a fucking lucky egg and a whole bunch of those and just combine together, it helps. So you go up trainer levels real quick. Trainer level 20, oh yeah! But this is one of the things that has kind of just blown my mind. That seeing this, it's kind of been a cool feeling. You see all these fucking people running around together. I've been going to all sorts of places I had no interest in whatsoever just to go and capture a fucking Scyther. I've been finding monuments. I went and walked through a graveyard with my cousins just because, why the fuck not? And I was hoping that I'd go and capture like a Ghastly or a Haunter or a Gengar or some shit like that. No, the only thing that showed up was a fucking Vileplume. That was it. But that in itself was kind of badass. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. That's amazing. But I've enjoyed this game a whole bunch. I know that there's plenty of folks out there who are like, I'm so fucking sick of it. But here's some questions that should be asked. If Nintendo is getting this much success from it, if Niantic, the actual development company behind us, and the Pokemon company are seeing this much success from it, is Nintendo going to focus more heavily on mobile games? We've seen that they've done very well for themselves. You know, the whole Miitomo thing did very well. They actually had the other Pokemon game, the one that was like a little puzzle game, similar to like Columns and Tetris and that kind of shit. You know, they had that, but it wasn't this. This is a different beast all onto itself. And there's so much more to go. I can guarantee you, like, with each new iteration of updates that they roll out and they go and patch the game and just make it better, you know, once you can start facing different trainers directly, this shit's going to be insane. There's going to be even more people jumping on board, and competition's going to be even crazier. You know, you're going to see the three teams just fucking go at it, the big trifecta of motherfuckers, just warrior style fighting out. But this is something just 120% in their shares have gone up. 120. A multi-billion-dollar company that's already got shares that are expensive as fuck went and jumped 120%. It's overthrowing every single app in every single game that's available on mobile. And this is just Pokemon Go. What the fuck is next from Nintendo when it comes to all this shit? And what does this spell for things like the console market and handheld market with all this? I mean, the Pokewalker is something else that still isn't out. Like, the Pokewalker is something that people have been like, oh, I want to go and get that and shit. If Nintendo went and decided that they were going to focus even more heavily on this, and they already plan on it, they've already got shit set up with big-time companies. I know McDonald's is one of them, that they want to go and do some kind of deal with them. I don't know all the fucking details of it, but this is kind of a no-brainer for most folks out there to be like, you know what we should do? We should go and hook up with them, because you can turn any kind of a place into a Pokestop, and people will show up there. And GameStop, for example, was making money hand over fist at the locations that were Pokestops. So you had this shit, it's working hand in hand. This game is making other companies more money. It's getting people out of the house. This is one of the most perfect times for it, because summer vacation, people are out of college, people are out of fucking middle school and high school and shit. 99% of motherfuckers I see playing it are teenagers and adults. I barely ever see kids playing it, but then again, most, like, little-ass kids don't have cell phones or smartphones or anything like that. But, you know, still, they can be like, let me see your phone. They try to go and capture fucking Zubat and shit because it's Zubat number 8 fucking billion that showed up within that general vicinity. But this shit is printing money, shitting money, lactating fucking money. There's so much of it coming out. It's ridiculous. It's like a fucking, a money turbine. Holy fucking hell. I'm happy for it because I'm actually enjoying it. I truthfully am. I've been enjoying the entire thing, just going out and having a good time with my friends, and going and taking gyms and shit, and trying to go and catch them all, really. Whether or not I'm ever going to see something like a Mew or a Mewtwo or Moltres or Articuno or Zapdos, that remains to be seen. Everything else I think I have a good chance of being able to get just from hatching eggs and walking around and shit and through evolutions. But whether or not I get to fill the Pokedex, yeah, it happens. I just want to be the bad motherfucker that I am with, like, Funeral Pyre and Mermaider and all the other Pokemon that I've been naming. I've got great fucking Pokemon names, by the way. They're just, they're the best. The best around! Anyway, so, Nintendo. Is this going to continue? Is it just going to grow more out of control? Are they going to be set to break more records? What's going to happen when they roll out more updates and they roll out Generation 2 Pokemon and eventually Generation 3 Pokemon at some point down the road? And if you are playing Pokemon Go, what do you think about all this shit? Either way, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers game. The fuck on!